We just talked a matter of days ago, and so much can change in that short period of time. Can you kind of give me your initial reaction to getting the news that Yoel was out of the fight? Obviously, I know you were excited for that one, and I know it's part of the sport, but I know there has to be some disappointment.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. Not only were the fans, counting on that fight, I was too. I had trained my butt off for him, and like I do every fight. But it is what it is. What can I do about it? Every time it seems like I'm about to have a big fight, I get a change up all the time.
I know that, going to a new opponent, that's again part of the sport. I know you guys are training for whatever happens, at your gym down at Sanford. But in terms of the emotion, like, do you have to kind of like allow yourself to get disappointed and then get up again for the new opponent? Because again, absolutely no offense whatsoever to Jose. He's just a newer guy. We don't really know him. Whereas Yoel, that was a big fight.
I had to psych myself out a little bit. You know what I mean? Just how it is, man. When you count on something and then things get changed up, so much can go through your head, but I knew I wanted to fight. I was presented, some other fighters, but they weren't worth my time. I don't know, man. I just had to suck it up and say, you know what, I'm fighting. The fans want to see me fight. I want to fight. I know the organization wants me to fight. So let's just do it. Let's get somebody that's worthy, give somebody who deserves a shot, to fight me, that I feel deserves to fight me. And they picked Jose. And I'm glad they picked Jose. People may not know who he is, but he's a good fighter.
And last one for me, only because you did spend so much time training and preparing for Yoel. I can't say what the future holds for him. I'm not going to get into his medical issues or anything, but is there any part of you down the road you would like to revisit that just because you spent so much time preparing for that guy?
If it happens, it happens, man. I just take everything one step at a time. But yeah, if I get a chance to fight Yoel, I will. That's, once again, the fans wanted to see it. I was amped up for it, but the people that got me amped up even more and got me looking forward to it even more were the fans. The fans were so into it and so pumped up. I feel bad for them more than I feel bad for Yoel. You know what I mean? Because they don't get to see the show that they were, wanting to see. But once again, I have Jose, so I can't think about Yoel anymore. I just have to focus on Jose.
Corey?
Hi, good afternoon. Corey from MMA Mania. You've had all of your losses, aside from that Kevin Burns insanity, were due to...
That wasn't a loss. That wasn't a loss.
And yeah. Hence the insanity in it. Have been on by submissions, and your opponent has demonstrated some good ground ability. You've been out of the sport for a while. It's been a lot of work, maybe working on your ground game, hoping to shore up. What has been the only losses in your career?
I've over the course of, a couple of years, it wasn't that I sucked on the ground or anything like that. I just never wanted to be on the ground. I never wanted to be a grappler. I wanted to be a knockout artist, Whenever I'm training, I don't get submitted, and I have some legit grapplers, I hang in there with them. I'm not trying to be a black belt. I'm not trying to impress anybody on the ground. I'm not really trying to even submit anybody on the ground. Do I know how to submit people? Of course I do. I've submitted people in training. I have submitted a black belt, legit black belt before. But it's just not me. People want to see fights. They want to see knockouts, and that's what I bring to the table. So I'm just going to keep trying to do that. And so many people talk about grappling or whatnot, but you got to be able to take me down, and that's not easy. So, anybody that's truly taking me down, they were wrestlers, and they were great wrestlers, not just mediocre wrestlers. They were great wrestlers to be able to do that. And, yeah, usually when people try and take me down, they pay for it.
Nick?
Hey, Rumble. Obviously, fight
boss?
weeks these days are a lot different with all the COVID protocols, but for your first fight week in 4 years, what's it been like getting back into that routine?
It's been great, natural. Feel like I'm at home. Nothing's changed. Everybody's still asking a ton of questions and showing a ton of love. So nothing's changed. This is I just feel like I'm home, and this is just where I'm supposed to be.
And I know over the course of the past 4 years, there were some hints before you finally committed to the return last summer. Like even before that, you were kind of hinting at returns here and there. Why do you feel like 2021 was the right time to come back?
Hell, I thought 2020 was going to be the year to come back, but things happen. Everything's all about timing, and obviously the time is now. So why not? Why not just give the fans what they want? 2020 was not a great year at all for anybody, unless you was Walmart or something like that. They got all the money. Fighters didn't get to perform, in front of crowds like they wanted to. The excitement just wasn't there. It wasn't there for a lot of people in a lot of sports. But 2021 is changing. It's turning around for the better. So why not, man? I feel like this is just, about to be fun. So I want to have take place in it too. I don't want to wait till 2022 to fight. I'd rather do it right now.
Donna?
Anthony, we talked to Corey Anderson before his fight, and he was pretty adamant that he believes he is a member of the best 205 division in the world. Do you agree with that assessment? Is Bellator's light heavyweight division better than anywhere else?
I feel like that 100%. I feel like that 100%. Corey and I have faced the best of the best. You know what I mean? We've been through the ringer. We've, been at the top of the food chain, and we know where we stand compared to everybody else. And I'm not saying anybody else suck. I'm not saying that at all. Everybody that's in the 205 division, no matter what weight class they're in, they're legit. If they're in the top 5, I feel like they're legit. But I just feel like we have the best, and I won't deny that. I won't hide it. I'll say it anywhere to anybody. I challenge anybody to it. I think we have the best fighters right here in Bellator.
You've been out of the cage for quite a long time, but you haven't been away from MMA. You were involved in BKFC a little bit behind the scenes, and we've seen you on camera quite a bit. You've been big. You've been heavy at times. It looked like maybe you were going to come back at heavyweight. How'd you find getting out of 205 this time?
Well, yeah, I was fat and happy, man, when everybody saw me in front of the camera. You can say it. It's okay. I'm not offended by it because it's true. The journey's been fun, man. The weight has come off over time. Just consistency and eating right and staying in the gym and just living my life, man. Everything's just been working out coming down to 205. I feel better now at 205 than I did whenever, I was in my early 30s. I'm 37 now, and I feel better. I also feel like my body's changed for the better. Everything right now is just going smooth, and I'm going to make sure I keep it that way. So it's been fun so far.
Santiago?
Hi, Anthony. Greetings from
What's up,
Amsterdam, and thank you for the time.
No
Sanford
problem.
MMA fighters have been getting a lot of success lately. Can you feel this in the gym as well, Anthony? That the confidence level is very high and everybody is working passionate towards winning fights?
We've always been that way. With our fighters. Even before we became Sanford, a lot of us are still together over the last 10 years. The energy is there. The athletic ability is there. The coaching is there. We hold our heads high, even when we lose, but we're not used to losing. Everybody's used to winning, and we're going to make sure we keep it that way. But you can definitely tell whenever you walk in that gym that there's a bunch of killers in there and hard workers.
And then last one for me, of course, I have to ask you about the Dutch master, Henry Hooft. How
Henry
important has Henry Hooft been for your career in general? And how important was Henry for your preparation to this comeback fight?
For MMA, Henry's the most important person to me. He's my right-hand man, When it comes to MMA and stand-up, he's my rib. You know what I mean? He's my partner in crime. Regardless of the past, and all that stuff, he's still my guy. We still ride or die for each other, regardless of anything. But he's been helping me out no matter what. He can talk to me, man, and get me going. It doesn't matter. He doesn't have to hold pass for me to want to knock your head off. He can just talk to me, and we just got that vibe, that energy, that relationship, and it's unbreakable.
Gareth?
Good evening, Rumble from London.
What's up, boss?
Hi. I was on the call with you last week, the press conference, and you and Romero were so lit over your contest. It was an amazing thing to witness. You were both incredibly looking forward to it. Really stoked you were going to kill each other in there, but incredibly respectful. No, but at the same time, incredibly respectful. And I just wonder, 24 hours later, what goes through your psyche as a fighter when you know you're going to have to switch against another opponent, that guy you'd been focused on for so long was there. What do you go through in those hours after finding out about that something like that happening?
A lot of frustration. You know, when your heart and mind is set on fighting somebody, then it gets switched up. It throws you off track a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's still seek and destroy. You still want to fight. So it only lasted like a day for me, and then I was already over it because I know I'll eventually meet Yoel down the line. But he's in the past. I'm focused on Jose.
Talk to us a little bit. I know you've spoken a little bit about Jose. He does carry dangers. He's had a lot of momentum. He's fought a lot recently. How do you go about beating him and hopefully not having to do overtime in this one?
I'm not going to tell you my game plan because that's exactly what you just asked. But I just need to win. I just need to do my thing, and I just need to be myself out there and knock some head offs. You know what I'm saying? Knock a head off or whatever, and give the fans what they want. That's all I need to do is just be myself and have some fun.
Are you going to be holding the belt in about 3 or 4 months' time?
We'll see. We'll see if I get past Jose. I can't even think about the belt right now. Of course, that's one of my goals, but I got somebody in front of me that's trying to hurt me. So I need to focus on him and not the belt.
All right, we'll take a couple more here. Dylan.
Hey there, Anthony. Appreciate you making some time.
No problem.
I'm just kind of curious. Like, I mean, you're talking about not overlooking your opponent here, but just in terms of like which, I guess you weight a little bit more than the other, like in terms of the lineal belt versus the tournament title itself. I've spoken to certain fighters who've captured both, and it seems like they kind of show love to, you know, the Grand Prix hardware a little bit. Is there a certain title you're eyeballing more out of those two?
Oh, I thought the belt was just the belt. I really wasn't thinking if it's a tournament belt and then, you know, a regular championship belt. You know what I'm saying? To me, a belt is a belt, and I'm going to do my best to get it whenever the time is right.
Yeah, and Henry Hooft has been discussed in the scrum here, and he was talking about how your style just goes on forever. Can you kind of talk about the longevity that your style provides and everything like that?
Man, I just do me. I don't really, you can't really name my style besides beating people up, you know, and knocking people out. I don't, you know, most styles, you know, you have a name for it. I just punch and kick, and if you're in the way and get hit and you get knocked out, that's on you, you know? So I don't really have a style. I just do me. I do what Henry teaches me. I'm not saying I'm technical. I'm not saying I'm doing a textbook the way he teaches me, but I use what he's taught me, and I just mix it up my way and let it be what it is. So, but my style is all out. You know, a lot of fighters talk about they leave it in the cage, but I don't think anybody can say they go 100% like I do. You know, I was talking to my guy, you know, earlier, and you know, people talk about how my cardio is this and that, but I'm like, dude, I when I swing, it's 110%. When I throw a punch or a kick, it's 110%. Everybody else is pacing themselves. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give the fans what they want. And plus, who wants to fight for 5 minutes, man? Who wants to fight for 5 or 25 minutes? I'm trying to get in and get out.
Last one, Lemmy.
How's it going on, AJ? How are you?
I'm great. You?
Yeah, I'm doing great at the moment. It's great to see you back, Anthony Rumble Johnson. Last time we saw you 4 years ago, UFC 210 against DC. But how did you occupy yourself whilst you were outside the cage?
Oh, I got fat and happy. I did a couple of things, started a couple of businesses, you know, lived my life. And that's why I had retired. I needed to do that. But I'm back now, and life is beautiful.
You mentioned there you're back now, but when you first announced that you were coming back, it seemed like you were heading to the UFC. You even tweeted UFC 248 at T-Mobile Arena. You put that on your Twitter. What ultimately happened to return into the UFC? But I at the moment, I do believe Bellator is a good fit for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here if I didn't think Bellator was a good fit. as far as UFC, man, I still have nothing but love for UFC. They're a great organization. I've made my mark there already. So now it's time to make my mark somewhere else and do great things here. And I am very grateful and blessed that Bellator and Scott Coker are giving me the opportunity. So I'm gonna embrace it and just do what I do.
All right. Thank you very much for the time, Anthony, and good luck on Friday.
Thank you, man.